Okay, my beautiful friends, I really did miss you. That's the truth. And we are back together again at last on this Friday, September 10th, 2021. Before we even get started, I want to call myself out for something. I had said this past Sunday in my markets and look ahead, specifically that I was going to go out on a limb and say that this market would end the week higher. Well, I got that wrong. Happens. It happens from time to time, believe it or not. The market overall did suffer losses this week. Nothing major at all whatsoever. However, I was wrong. And I wanted to just get this out here. All right, with that said, let us peer into the pile of dung that is the market and everything connected to it. It's outrageous. So, as I said, stocks finished lower on the week today. Interesting setup in my view. Stocks, out of the gate, we had a triple-digit gain in the Dow. The market was off to the races. Everything was looking great. And then, all of a sudden, started flipping around, despite the fact that crude really caught a bid today. Positive for the market. Today, not so much. The dollar put on a little strength. Okay, kind of one of those wonky days. Anyway, so we went from a rally here in the market to the market ending at the lows of the day. All right. What does it mean moving forward? To me, not much. Not much. I'm not going to change my perspective until a few things fall into place and you know what they are. The key is the debt market, period, the end. 10-year yield, stable. It's doing nothing. So, okay, despite the fact that we got yet another Wall Street bank, and we'll talk about that, talking about a possible cratering of the market sometime soon, which we'll, like I said, address in a minute here. Look, markets go up, markets go down. We take our best shot at it. We're not right all the time. As long as we are right most of the time, we're going to destroy this thing. That's the truth. And that's all I'm looking to do. Look, nobody, no person, no entity, no matter who they are, is right 100% of the time. You just take your shots. That's what you do. And you keep on fighting when you're wrong. That's really it. Okay, but long term, we got this down, people. We cannot be beaten with freaking invincible. Let us move forward. So again, market under pressure today. Pretty much a lot of stuff was under pressure today. Cryptocurrencies under pressure, gold under pressure, silver under pressure as well. Like I said, crude was a real outperformer today. And I think we're going to see more of that. I really believe this. I watch the charts and the technicals and I follow the fundamentals every day. And I still believe that we're going to see a surge here in crude oil and energy relatively soon. I don't know what's really going to drive it other than crude oil being propped up. Maybe, I don't know, a bombing, a refinery fire. They'll sink a ship, another terrorist attack, whatever they got to do to keep crude propped up, create more unrest in the Middle East. That's the game. The game is nothing here is by accident. Nothing, zero. Everything we're seeing is a side effect of an event that was planned to occur in advance. That's really the truth here. Anyway, so I covered the markets. I covered the 10-year yield stable, dollar slightly stronger, gold and silver weaker today, and cryptos. Let us move forward here a little bit because I wrote a few things down on my lovely pieces of paper. Lovely ones. Yes, I do support St. Jude. Anyway, let us talk, people. So we found out today, again, the producer prices are surging. As a matter of fact, they're rising at a record pace. And those costs are being passed on to you and me. Imagine how surprised I am. You don't know how surprised I am. Anyway, but you have to also understand this, again, going back to what I said. Everything we're seeing now is a side effect of something that's been put in effect a long time ago. I explained to all of you many, many, many years ago that the end game, the goal here of the central banks was to inflate and inflate and then inflate and then inflate some more. And we have seen central banks around the world do just that, none more so than the clown show, freak show known as the Federal Reserve, okay? Which is no more federal than Federal Express. But I think we all know that. And they've been given a blank check by our government, to do anything they want at any moment with no oversights. Outrageous. Anyway, I want you to pay attention to what's going on because we're hearing more of it. I'm talking about creatures here. Loretta Mester. Go just for your own enjoyment for a moment if you want to vomit. Maybe you do. I don't know. Some people are into that. Go look up a picture of Loretta Mester. I really think she is the spawn of the devil sent from hell. And she was paraded out today explaining that the Fed's going to need to taper sooner than later. What I want you to understand is when you're seeing these Fed presidents being, propped out like that, it's all to give the Federal Reserve some type of credibility, all right, to those who don't really understand the wickedness of that institution. It's a criminal cartel of the highest possible order. You know that. I know that. But again, these things, they're not human, need to be paraded out in front of people to keep them guessing. The Fed might taper. No, they're doing exactly what they have set out to do many, many decades ago, to inflate, to own it all, to be the lenders and buyers of last resort. They needed an event like the scamdemic to shut down the global economy to finish their final solution to be the lender and buyer of last resort. We watched some hideous things occur during this scamdemic here. I'm not saying it's not real. The virus is real. People are getting ill from it. They're dying from it. But nothing like the pace of the real killer out there, that is heart disease. But again, they won't address that issue. They want people sick and dying from all kinds of metabolic disorders that could be corrected by diet and exercise. But see, that would hurt big pharma. It's not allowed to happen. So the number one killer out there, which eclipses COVID by exponents, you don't believe Greg Mannarino? Look it up for yourself. That will never be addressed. Again, it will hurt the corporate agenda. It will not be allowed to happen. So anyway, going back to these Fed creatures being paraded out, it's all a show. It's a shit show. And you know that the Fed has no intention on to taper whatsoever. They're going to continue to buy assets. And the first thing they're going to do, again, is raise the federal funds rate. And I think the market will respond positively to that. They're not going to stop buying assets. Let us move forward on my lovely. I wrote all over these things. Speaking of the Fed, so what do you think about this? And I really want to hear from you. I will read the comments. So we got two Fed presidents, that were caught. I don't know how many are actually doing it. Insider trading here. Fed President Kaplan and Fed President Rosengren. Now these two, they're not even human beings. I want to say men. They're not even people. They're things. Okay, these things got caught red-handed. Insider trading. They're being forced, how sad, to sell their stocks. And now they can pull a nice profit. Let me ask you, what are the chances of either one of these men being arrested? I would say way less than zero. It's never going to happen. Could you imagine the arrest of a Fed president? I would love to see the arrest of a Fed president or the Fed chairperson. It's a criminal cartel. It won't happen. These two men caught red-handed, insider trading, hundreds of millions of dollars. And all they got to do is sell their stock because of a conflict of interest. Conflict of interest. No such thing as these people getting arrested. Oh, you and me? Could you only imagine what would be happening to us right now? But to them, they are untouchable. Untouchable. Now, we got a warning today. I want you to pay attention to this. Deutsche Bank now jumping on the bandwagon. Warning of a hard, their words, stock market valuation correction. How about this market, and you know this if you've been following this blog, is so twisted and so distorted. Nothing makes sense anymore. But now, all of a sudden, Deutsche Bank, another criminal organization here, is warning of a stock market drop anytime between now through next month, October. Look, this is generally the September-October period, for those of you that might not know, is generally a volatile time for stocks. And we've heard this. We've been getting warnings from Wall Street banks and talking heads on these mainstream financial channels for I don't know how long. We got one from Warren Buffett. We got two from Warren Buffett. One back in January, and we got another one just yesterday about this market, a crash or this or that. Okay. I want to know really what these people are looking at, because I look at the same data. I study it all the time. And sure, the market can fall with a stable 10-year yield, with the four dynamics I talk about all the time in place, but it will be nothing dramatic. It would end up being a normal correction, but we don't get those anymore. Now, they're talking about a hard stock market valuation correction. I mean, this is kind of sounds really scary, doesn't it? Guess what? I'm not terrified at all. No, I'm not. Anyway, people, look, you got the picture. You understand everything clearly. More clearly than I think anybody else. I give it to you as straight and as hard as I possibly can. I don't sugarcoat a damn thing. That's really the truth. I'm here to tell you the way it is. And then I want you to research what I am telling you and see if I'm right. See if if what Greg is saying is actually true. Anyway, people, look, I really care about you, and I mean that. I want us to win so bad I can taste it. All we got to do is remain on the right side of this, and we're gonna fly through it. We really are, understanding what we're doing and why we're doing it with regard to investing and trading and putting ourselves in the right spots with anti-debt units. You know all this, and I will continue to work diligently for all of us, not just for me, and not just for any one individual out here, but for everyone. I don't know. I really hope we're getting through, you and me. We're on the same team, and I hope we're getting through. All right, people, look, that's it. It's Friday. I want you to bring it in. Nobody's looking. Bring it in, okay? Love each other. Care about each other. Be charitable. People, you're going to see the Crypto Kid tomorrow. At least I think. He's going to do his crypto and gold and silver report. Going to be interesting in the face of what we've seen. I'm looking forward to that. And you're going to see me on Sunday for my markets a look ahead. And I'm looking forward to that too. So again, have a great weekend. Really enjoy yourselves. Disconnect from the dog shit market a little bit if you possibly can. Unfortunately, I can't seem to disengage my brain. But I'm going to work on that. And I will see all of you Sunday. Take it easy.